We're going to start with new Dragunity cards. Now, talking about cards that have the potential to actually be meta relevant, I think Dragunity is one of those archetypes that has potential if the right support is being made. They have some pretty good cards, let me tell you. So yeah. Let's look at some Dragunity cards in Terminal World 3. I have no idea when this is coming out in the OCG, but we've seen a couple of the cards that are on the is this pack artwork new? I know we've seen the X-Saber cards already. This is the Dragunity. What's going on down here? Is this Ritual Beast support? Or I guess it could be Zephyr or Shaddoll. Wendy probably means Shaddoll. Ooh, dude, I'm down for some Shaddoll support. Okay. What is this, Vylon? We don't have these cards yet, right? We don't know what these cards are. Just so before I'm hyping things up that we've already read like 3 weeks ago. We have the Tellar. Oh, that's the Constellar stuff. Okay, okay. But this one we don't have. This one we don't have. Okay, well, we'll see what that's about. But now we're going to read the Dragunity cards. Dragunity Quirinus, a level 4 wind-winged beast effect monster. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Dragunity spell trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, now, how many good targets are there for this already? Because Dragon Ravine, unfortunately, does not count as a Dragunity spell trap. And I'm not super familiar with some of the other targets. There's an equip spell that equips from the deck and a Rhoda. That seems pretty good. Let me, very quickly, we should probably do this more often when I read new cards. I should probably pull up the database so we can understand better what's, you know, Dragunity. Dragunity, bunch of monsters. Dragunity Divine Lance. This is the one that equips one from the deck, I think. During your main phase, you can equip a Dragon-type Dragunity tuner from your deck to the monster equipped with this card. Okay, so that is essentially an emergency teleport, right? Because you can equip Phalanx and that summons itself, right? So that's already not bad. Dragunity Draft. When this card's activated, add a Dragunity in your grave back to your hand. Okay, not the greatest. Dragunity Glow. Add a level 5 or higher Dragunity from your deck or grave to your hand. Okay, that seems good. Banish this card from your grave. Target a monster card in your spell trap. Equip to a Dragunity, special summon it. Okay, 2 effects on this thing. That seems like a good card. If there's good targets for the level 5 or higher thing, but I think there are. Bunch of monsters. Whirlwind. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can special a Dragunity tuner and a Dragunity wing beast, negate their effects. Then if your opponent controls a monster, special summon it. What else is this? Okay, this is not a great search target for a monster because it requires you to not have any monsters. But Glow and the Lance seem pretty good. Your Dragunity monsters cannot be destroyed by battle while this card's equipped with an equip card. You can target one other Dragunity monster card you control, return it to the hand, extra deck, then you can special a Dragunity monster from your hand. Solid card, I would say. Search on summon, some pretty good cards. That's about it. The other effects, I don't know how abusable this is. It's also a workaround, right? It's a workaround because you can, it says monster card. So what you can do, if you're equipped with something in your spell trap zone, you can return that to your hand and then special summon it. So it's essentially another way to special summon the equipped monsters, which is also decent. Okay, good start. Dragunity Falchion, level 2 wind dragon tuner. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. You can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target a Dragunity monster you control, equip a dragon Dragunity monster from your deck or graveyard to it. Okay, that's decent. You can send this card equipped to a Dragunity monster to the grave, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, banish it. Okay, we get some removal here, which is cool. And we get good extension as well as a good target to send to the grave for Dragon Ravine if you want to, right? Or for any other way to foolish a dragon from the deck to the graveyard. You know, you can turn that into equipping any Dragon Dragunity from deck or graveyard to a monster, which is good. It's a good discard for Ravine as well, yeah, because then it has a graveyard effect. So that's decent. Nothing too crazy here. Both of these cards I feel like are good without being completely insane, which is cool. Okay. Dragunity Knight, Areus, level 8 Wind Dragon Synchro. It is a generic card, but it needs a non-tuner Synchro. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of face-up monster cards in your spell trap zone. Negate their effects until the end of this turn. This is a quick effect if this card is equipped with an equip card. Okay, now that's powerful. That's powerful. Because this type of negation is really strong. I like this form of negation, even though it is very powerful because it can negate spell cards. At the same time, it is less powerful than an Omni negate because you cannot negate cards in the hand because you can't target them on the field. And you also, this is an effect that you can dodge, right? It's an effect that if I activate a spell and you target it with this, I can send it for droplet or send it for whatever, and then the negation will not go through, right? And so I like these, especially when they target. On Desiree, I think one of the bigger problems was that it didn't target. On this one, it's like, okay, you target the thing, I try to dodge it, and then fine, right? But okay. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon it, then you can special summon a Dragunity tuner from your graveyard. Okay. The third effect is not once per turn. No. I think the 3 is just wrong, right? This is the second effect. There is no second effect. They just forgot the number 2. I'm pretty sure this is once per turn. Unless something is missing here. But yeah. While this card is equipped to a monster, special it, then special a tuner from your grave. This card is very strong. This card is very, very, very strong. Because it's a very good end board piece. But I guess what you're trying to do with it is like, you're trying to make it, and then you're trying to put it in the graveyard. Then you equip it, for example, with this, right? You equip it back to something, and then it comes back out and is then part of your end board, which is really powerful. But it does not negate hand traps, which I think is good. Okay, Dragunity Knight Arius. Good, strong card. Dragunity Lord Georgius, Link 4, Wind Dragon. 2+ monsters, including a tuner. That is relatively generic. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is link summoned or your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon a level 5 or higher Dragunity monster from your extra deck or graveyard. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects in the graveyard while this card is equipped with a Dragunity card. Okay, an awesome Abyss Dweller, but for Dragunity. When your opponent activates a spell trap or quick effect, when your opponent activates a spell trap card or effect, quick effect, you can send an equipped card to control the grave, negate that effect. Okay, this thing's cringe. Okay, come on, man. Eh? Okay, so it summons on summon, it extends. When your opponent summons into it, it extends. It's an Abyss Dweller, and it's an Omni Negate. What were they thinking? They were doing so well, man. Dude, they genuinely, come on, they were doing so well. There was 3 well-designed cards here. Not an Omni. Okay, spell trap card of effect, sure. Does not negate monsters, right? Okay, sorry, I called it an Omni. But this thing is the one that can then negate the monsters. I mean, that's kind of busted. Does Dragunity have a way to play around Nibiru? Because right now that feels like one of the only downsides. It seems like a deck that would be terrible into cards like Fuva and Nibiru. Yes. Savage. I mean, yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, okay. None of this really locks you into anything. So yeah, they can make a crystal wing maybe. Yeah. You probably you better Fuva this deck, I suppose. Or Dark Ruler it maybe. Or Super Poly. I don't know. It probably will have weaknesses, but this card is pretty busted. The Link 4 can cheat out an Omni on summon. Is it the level 10 synchro? I forgot its name. This one? So this one negates a monster effect, right? When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, banish a Dragunity from your grave, negate the activation if you do banish that card. Yeah, this is how you play around Nib, right? So they have dude, they have a monster negate, they have a spell trap negate, they have a negate any face-up card on the field, and they have Dweller. Awesome. Awesome. They also have a counter trap. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if you were gonna play a counter trap. I guess you might side deck it to deal with cards like Dark Ruler no more post side. But I feel like for game one, this is more than enough to win the game, and you don't have to play breaks for it. I feel like. But yes, you probably can. Yeah, this is a deck that you probably wanna Uva or Droll or something. The Link doesn't exist in Genesis. The deck will be sweet there. Maybe. But for the sake of just reviewing the cards, they are good cards. They are definitely good cards. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the style of deck it's looking to be, most likely, but they are definitely good cards. For sure.